Hello everyone. Before the video begins, I would like to thank Creepy Grizzly. He has an amazing voice. Check him out. Go subscribe to him. If you don't, we will get you. Well then, lay back and enjoy. I don't know if you've heard about the legendary green demon of my town. I don't know if he's considered a cryptid or even a supernatural entity. Hell, I don't even know if he's real. Yet, what I'm about to tell you is more terrifying. Listen. It all started with pets going missing. Then, the farmer's cows were found dead, mutilated, along with strange runes and glyphs cut into their hide. Signs that the police department could not identify, but a high school teacher referred to as of Babylonian in origin at the podcast on the local radio station. Strange stuff. Needless to say, it was not long until photos of children were found featured in milk cartons. Yes, it really happened to my neighbor's daughter, Rose. One day, Ben and his wife, Brenda, woke up to an empty child's room. The window was open, and in what was once their daughter's bed, they found a weird, pale, luminescent green liquid. Forensic analysis could not determine the origin of the strange substance, but it appeared to be linked to organic material. Until then, nothing of uncanny happenings had concerned me. I don't have children. I don't even like children. Yet, once I visited my good friend next door, and I saw the tears in his eyes and heard the weeping of his wife, I promised to inquire about Rose's whereabouts. So I searched for clues. I did not find any. Maybe some paragraphs in old books about something similar that happened in the 80s. Yes, it appears that all of this might be linked and has already happened. Why, I still don't know yet, but in my research, I might have found someone who might know, a witness. It still makes me shiver to think that what he has told me could be indeed real. Let me explain. Rose was not the only kid to disappear. Since her disappearance, the list of missing kids is now growing longer and longer. Yet, no one knows why or how, except Shaba. He calls himself that. Ah, yes, I am referring to the local hobo. But before, I would like to disclose, I did in fact trade this piece of information for a bottle of cheap booze. This is what he told me. This is what he saw when the town slept. The creature that took Rose and the other kids. He described a big ape-like creature. It was green, furry, and with big yellow eyes, moving with agility without making a noise. Yet, his maw was similar to the one of a big cat, a jaguar, or a mountain lion. Needless to say, from his maw ran out luminescent saliva. The worst thing, and what makes me stay awake at night, is that creature escaped dragging the lifeless bodies of its victims, as if it was a rag doll. Those poor children. I am getting out of this town, and if you're smart, you will do the same, before that thing gets your child, or worse, before it gets you. Bad news. It appears that now adults are found gutted on the streets. It happened to lone wanderers at night. It happened to Shaba. Around the town are starting to appear weird graffitis similar in nature and in form to the stuff found cut on the dead cows. I am starting to believe this is the end. Or, as my neighbor says, this might be the end of times, and that green demon, a spawn of hell, set to enact divine retribution to a town full of sin, unpunished for far too long. Yet, something feels more terrifying than mere divine justice. The fact that all of this seems coordinated, like if someone, some organization was encouraging the beast. I did not notice before. I might even share this with the authorities, but I found out that for all of the homes where the children were abducted, the door to the entrance was marked with a small mysterious glyph, a circular red symbol with a strange mark inside it. I just found a similar glyph on my car last week. I dumped that old truck into the junkyard. I am safe. For now. Now that I think about it, that creature is getting more bold. It has already attacked the kindergarten. Thank God no one was there, since it was at night. The damages are substantial. I don't think the insurance will cover it. What am I saying? Does it even matter? Again, it really feels that an organization, a cult, is behind all of this. Purge. Yes, it all had already happened in the 80s, when the village population declined by 80%. Historians quoted the rural exodus and sickness. Yet, I know better. Why are they doing this? Is it to flatter a fallen god? A wicked entity in exchange of dark boon? I don't know. I don't even want to know. Tomorrow, my brother is coming to pick me up, so I will be finally leaving this town. Now, I am sitting in my basement, writing this, while I hear screams of pain echoing through the night, and chants, weird, queer chants, resonating with the noise of excited crickets and an unholy guttural roar. I am afraid. Send help. Oh God. Things are getting crazy around here. People are rioting on the streets, police cars are burning, and the mayor has left town with the hospital's emergency helicopter. It appears that all of this was caused by a cult. The cult of the Red God, as they name themselves. I assume they are behind the strange stuff happening lately, and that they summoned, created that green demon. Right now, from my basement window, I see them rallying under the gibbous moon. They are marching through the streets, dressed up with red hoods and holding long torches in their hands. Leading the march is the green demon, now bigger and more vicious. He is dragging a pregnant woman into her undoing. There, at the abhorrent altar they made out of flesh, around the municipal fountain before the city hall. As you may infer, I have stopped expecting my brother. He does not answer his phone. I don't know what to think about it. Anyways, this is probably the end of our town, and of me. Yet, I want to see what is going on. Why all of this is happening. I want to know. It is my last wish. I have to see it, there at the hideous altar, and its terrible purpose. I just have lost hope in humanity, for what I saw there at the altar exceeds all the levels of wickedness and evil. It all started with the green demon roaring while he threw the lifeless body into the fountain. Now that I noticed, he had a tail with its own mind, the head of a boa, looking upon the cultists with his wicked, glowing red eyes. It talked. It chanted in a hideous, infected voice, and the cultists echoed the unholy verses, dancing and screaming with excitement. What happened next made me consider if I really want to survive all of this. It all started with a pile of corpses opening up and freeing their blood by gallons. All the red liquid floated while the chants intensified. The demon grew more bold and danced eerily into an unnatural, sickening melody. The blood converged into an orb above the fountain. The latter was expelling liquid flesh from the vents. The corrupted red orb was the culmination of the ceremony. It was big, spherical, thick in red blood. Moving inside at different currents, it floated above the fountain of flesh. Yet the worst was to come. The orb, talked. Yes, it addressed all the cultists with a deep, commanding voice, the voice of a god, a dark god, and what it had to say was horrible.
I am Olgamat, the king of this land. I am the lord of your souls and bodies. I came to retake what is mine by right and more. Now, let's charge into new lands. This town is not fertile enough for my hunger. I need more suffering to grow and swallow. I thirst.
I fear these are my last moments. As I write this, the cultists are changing into abhorrent masses of snake-like creatures with human skin and flesh and hair instead of scales. The green demon wields a commanding sword made out of shadow and blood. His zealous screams are now unbearable. I am going mad. Help. Please, God, save us.